keep your hands on the steering wheel. Oh man, this is freaky. Uh-oh, Figaro. Good morning. Hey, what's up, Lou? How we doing? Morning, everybody. Is there more people there? Jeez. I don't know what... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Guys, I'm experimenting at the moment. I'm on my way to Crowborough, yeah? I'm on the A2, and I've got the car. The car is autonomous. It drives itself. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. When you take your hands off the steering wheel, it does say to you, keep your hands on the steering wheel. And I do. For safety's sake, I would do. However, I'm just testing it. I mean, honestly, this is freaky. It's driving around corners, mate. It's just... I'll only do it where it's safe to do it. But, like, I'm overtaking a lorry at the moment, so I'm going to proper keep my hands on the steering wheel. But, guys, this is freaky. Autonomous cars. I know I talked about... I spoke about this. Let's speak English. Speak English, boy. I know I spoke about this a few days ago, right? Autonomous driving, but it's here. Do you know what? I remember speaking to Chucky before I got this car. I remember speaking to Chucky and saying, autonomous cars, it's just not happening. It's not, it's not good enough. The system's not good enough at the moment. It's, I have been testing this now. So I've had this car for a week. I pick it up, it's a car I got from work. It's a company car, right? Although I'm not working anymore, I'm entitled to, I can get my car, I can get a car, still part of the business that I belong to. They might require it back. It gets used for some salesman, blah blah blah, but I take another car. I might have to take an old van or a works van or something, but anyway. But this car, I love it, man. It's not even your most high end of cars, but it's got autonomous driving. No, Chucky don't drive it, she's got her own car. I was using Chucky's car. Now they offered me a car, and I'm like, the cars they were offering me, I was having to give, like a company car. You know how company cars work. They were offering me things like the Land Rovers, the Discoveries, and things like that. But these are like, at work, they're like 70, 80, 90,000 pound bloody cars. I don't want something like that, and I don't want to be driving that. I'm not a chav. Cars don't impress me. They don't impress me at all. Tell you what impresses me, people's camper vans. That's what impresses me, when someone's got a nice self-built camper van, not a coach-built camper van. Anyway, all that aside, guys, autonomous driving is here. I can't be seen to be a bit erratic, a bit unsafe, so I'm keeping my hands on the steering wheel. But look, Daddy, no hands. Anyway, morning, people. How we doing? Angie, welcome. Listen, it's just, in Chucky's car there isn't a phone cradle, so driving in between all the different protests, I was never doing any lives. But because I've got this car now, semi-permanently, like I say, they might require it back. And when I go to the yard, if there's no car to take, then I don't get a car. However, if that's the case, I'm not driving all the way to the yard to drop it off. They've got to come and get it. So, but, that's it. At the moment, I've got access to a free car. apart from putting fuel in. When I was working, I didn't have to pay for the fuel, but I do have to pay for the fuel now, sort of. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'm on my way to Crowborough. Right, I've got to be careful. I know I'm driving no hands, but I do like freaking out when I go past some motorists. You know, as you're approaching them, you can tell they're looking at you, and I'll go. I do like to wind them up. Oh man. Oh dear. Oh. Hold on. The only speed camera on the bloody road. Let's get past that. I'm going to move quickly because there's a car behind me who wants to go faster than I do. Even though they're going to be breaking the speed limit, I'm not one of those people that will sit on the outside lane and go, no, I'm doing the speed limit. Get out of the way. Let other people break the bloody speed limit if they want to. Just get out of the way. It's not that hard. When they sit in the way, it causes road rage, man. Certainly with me anyway. Do you have to plot in a route before you start for the car to follow? No. I press 2 buttons. Oh, thought I was in cruise control then. Hold on, I'm not. Let me put it in cruise control, 1 sec. Which is there. Right, there we go. I'm on a 50 mile an hour road, so I've set at 51 miles an hour. We're good. But no, so you don't have to plot the route. There's 2 buttons. One of them is a lane guidance button. You know, like when you try and swap lanes and you feel it trying to... Got to get out of the way of the traffic, 1 sec. Coming up to a 70 mile an hour zone in a moment, so I can... Why is the dashboard goes all red? Because I'm doing 51 miles an hour instead of bloody 50. I'll say it again, there's 2 buttons on the steering wheel. One of them, you have to activate the lane guidance system. The lane guidance is when you try and change lanes. If you change lanes without indicating or you start drifting, the car pulls you back in, right? But you do go over into the other lane. Then there's another one, it gives you a steering wheel thing. That is the autonomous mode, and that is where the car drive. Now I'm in cruise control. I've got no feet on the accelerator, of course. However, I'm going to now because we're hitting the 70 mile an hour zone. 1 second. Now I'm putting my foot down a bit. There we go. Let's just change that cruise control now. So that's it. The car, I'm going around quite a sweeping bend at the moment and the car just drives itself. However, it's telling me on the dashboard, keep your hands on the steering wheel. Now, you've only got to put 2 fingers on the steering wheel for it to know that you're touching the steering wheel. But it works. Autonomous driving, guys, like it or not, it's here. It's here. Hey, we got T-Jack Media now. He's T-Jack Media. Anyway, morning people who's in the chat. Welcome. Sound a bit croaky. I've literally got up, had 2 cups of coffee, jumped in the shower, stuck on the bloody old manky clothes that were there, apart from my base layer and my thong that I'm wearing, otherwise known as underwear. And I'm on my way to Crowborough. I've got to come off now. I'm going off onto the M25. For those of you that there will be some of you that have never experienced the M25. It is a massive car park, basically. It's a big orbital car park all the way around London. I mean, you'll know what it is, but honestly, it is a car park. When it's empty, you drive through the night generally. When I do my long distance driving, I tend to drive at night time. And when it's empty, it's great. But I tell you now, you approach Stansted, Gatwick, Heathrow Airport, and for about 2 miles leading up to those bloody airports, it's popular. Didn't you hate that when the lights change when you get right to it? For about 2 miles when you get to these airports, it's gridlock, right? Because what happens is you've got people in the outer lane, the centre lane, all thinking, no, I ain't sitting in that queue, and they try and squeeze in at the last second to get to the airports. And you got people in the outside lane almost stopped, indicating to go to, basically indicating to oh, I'm having a race. I'm having a race, guys. Woo! Yeah, I've got my hands on the steering wheel, by the way. I know this turning, you got to go quick to beat all the lights going around the roundabout to get now onto the M25. Well, almost. We're almost at one of my shooting permissions now. Right, we will reactivate cruise control. Get that up onto 70 miles an hour, make it 71, there we go. And we are in autonomous driving. I love it, I love it, honestly. I'm so excited that I'm like a little kid, man. It's daddy, look, I'm driving, no hands. But there you go. I remember when I had just been made a complete I remember when it had just been made a complete car park. Yeah, do you know something? They keep trying to improve it, and the section I'm going to be going on shortly, it just goes boom, 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 miles and miles and miles. And I do this section so regularly. Honestly, it's like going to what? Why's all my dashboard just bloody? Oh, I don't like that. My dashboard's all just bloody thrown a fit. Home. Do you know what? These electrical cars, man, they get on your wick sometimes. Set up, home. No, I want Android Auto. I can't stand the sat navs in cars. There we go, Android Auto. Trying to fit. I don't know what's going on, Mum. Phone is phone. My phone is not responding. Why is my phone not responding? I have no idea. My phone's not responding, apparently. But that's not good, is it? I was connected to Android Auto, and that's the first time it's just disconnected and it's saying phone's not. There we go. No. What the oh, mate, I'm getting the ump with it. Right, we're in. Continue. Thank you. Right, we're back on track. I so want to listen to music. Do you know what? Last night I was chatting to Big Lol last night, right? And I know he won't mind me saying anyway, but I was chatting to him last night, and I sent him a picture of all the strikes that I got for doing that live yesterday. Hey, good morning, Northern Ireland. Good morning. Welcome to the chat. So I sent him a picture of all the strikes. I got about 20 bloody strikes for the different music that was playing at Tommy Robinson's Christmas Carol thing yesterday. But anyway, you have to deal with it. Debbie Vaughan. Debbie. Hey, guys, listen, I met Debbie Vaughan yesterday. Welcome, Debbie. And by the way, thank you very much, Debbie. As always, that kind gesture, it's much appreciated. Right. I met Debbie Vaughan yesterday, and I couldn't help myself because I'm not a crass or what's the word? I don't come out with cheap sort of jokes, and like, certainly to women anyway, but I couldn't resist it with Debbie yesterday. She'll say, and I've gone, Debbie, hey, and I'm shouting this loud, right? I've gone, Debbie, she's right next to me, but you have to shout loud. I'm like, Debbie, do you know Dallas? Right? And she's gone, Dallas? No, I don't know Dallas. And I've gone, come on, Debbie, you got to know Dallas. Well done, Aldo, right? So I've gone, Debbie, you got to know Dallas. I've gone, go and Google Dallas, right? But put your name in as well. So like Debbie and Dallas. I'm trying not to say it, right? And she was a crack. She really was. She was a Debbie Vaughan. Thank you very much yesterday. Honestly, you was a good laugh yesterday. You was really good. Thank you very much. But then I had Mystic Media. He was in front of me, and a couple of other content creators were around me, and a couple of them understood straight away what I was talking about, and they're laughing. And all of a sudden, all emphasis is on Debbie Vaughan. So yeah, it was. Oh, but Mystic Media, bless him, he didn't know what I was talking about. So I went, come on, Alan, listen, Mystic, come on, Mystic, Google it, and he did. I mean, we carried on, and then, like, I don't know, it was 10 or 15 minutes later, he's like, I Googled it. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, it's daylight, and I'm using you guys to keep me awake. I've literally, like I said earlier on, had a couple of cups of coffee, jumped in the shower, got in the car, and so I'm still sounding a little bit croaky from sort of only just waking up. But yeah, on my way to Crowborough, people, and I'm not going to keep you long on here, right? I don't want to bore you. I do enough of that. But yeah, it might cut out anyway, because I know the sections of the M25 that I'm going to be on. I know when I completely lose signal. Hey, Debbie, listen, you was leaning against the barrier. I noticed that, right? I needed, honestly, now I can walk. Walking is one thing. Far more comfortable than just standing upright, filming like that, upright in one position. Your back locks up, your knees lock up. It becomes so uncomfortable. It really, really does. But yeah, I noticed you were slouched over the fencing. I was thinking to myself, is that alcohol related? But hey, right, guys, listen, I don't know if any of you are in my little live that I done last night on my way home. So I had to get a train home from the protests and the Christmas Carol service yesterday, and on my way, as I was walking over Westminster Bridge, there was a young lady who had collapsed. She had quite a lot of people around her. It turns out two of the women that are around her were trying to rob her. They were trying to rob her of her Lego bag. She had a yellow Lego bag with gifts in it, Lego gifts, of course. And the woman's collapsed. I've said to all the group, like, there was quite a lot of them, and I've said to them all, has anyone called 999? No. One woman started filming, and I said this last night, and I said, look, I know we're in public, we're allowed to film, but I told her to do one, right? She's just like put the camera on the woman filming, and I've told her to F off, right? I'm dialing 999, and I've got to tell you, the 999 service getting through to the ambulance, they were shockingly shit. They were bad, mum. Right? They were asking me questions. I told them, first of all, I've walked over Westminster Bridge and I've seen a young lady. She's collapsed on the street. She's comatose. I don't know if it's alcohol related, drug related. I don't know what the problem is. It did turn out that it was, yeah, I'm on the right one. Yeah, it did turn out that it was drug related, but it was due to drugs that she needs to keep her going. And again, I quoted this last night, much like insulin. If you need insulin and you're not getting it, you need it, right? So anyway, that was the drama. That was the issue with this young lady. Whilst I'm on the phone to 999, they're asking me questions like, does she have a drug problem? Does she have abdominal pains? Is she they were asking me all personal questions. I can't remember, but basically all questions as if I knew her, right? And they're trying to get me to ask her, and the lady's passed out, and I'm trying to tell them, listen, the woman is comatose, she's passed out. They were on it. I was on the phone to the ambulance service for about 15 to 20 minutes before he then said, right, I have enough information now to get an ambulance on its way to you. However, I must stress that this ambulance may be diverted to a call that is deemed more important. And I've gone, the woman has collapsed on the street. She is comatose. She could be dying for all I know. Right, the ambulance the call handler was shite. Absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. It really, really was. But anyway, Debbie, no, haven't had a drink. Red line was blocked off. Okay, right, fair enough. Yeah, thanks for the offer for a drink yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely teetotal now. And do you know, a couple of days ago, whilst I was talking about my sobriety, I suppose that's what it is, whilst I was talking about that, I was actually saying I don't really feel the benefit. My wallet feels the benefit, but I don't know if my body does. However, someone in the comments said you'll find that people around you will notice your benefits before you do. And that's true. People were saying to me, my complexion, my colour seems to be a lot better. Like, it looks like I've got a bit of blood in my body, right? Instead of looking a bit grey, like hungover type grey. Although I never ever suffered with hangovers, like headaches and stuff like that, right? So, however, now being truthful to myself, waking up this early in the morning, first of all, I wouldn't have been able to have left like now after having a skinful last night, because I know I would have been over the limit. But I feel vibrant. I feel awake. I really do. I feel, yeah, vibrant is I suppose the word to use. But yeah, we're all good, guys. Wow, man, I've still got 44 minutes before I get there. And that's just to me parking up. 44 minutes. I'll tell you what, where we was, right, on Westminster, because I'm just reading the comments, right? If anybody knows Westminster Bridge or London, or that part of London, we were on an exact opposite side, 50 yards, no further than 50 yards from St Thomas's Hospital. That's where we were, okay? I just walked over Westminster Bridge, right next to St Thomas's Hospital, on the opposite side of the bridge. So anybody who knows that area will know exactly where I was, right where the path to the London Eye goes off, right? And hold on, Frag, what's feeling alive laughing at, lad? Morning, Frag, how we doing, man? Yeah, feeling alive, man. Hold on, I've got to say, look, I've just switched it on. No hands, no hands. Shall I stop and get McDonald's breakfast? I'll tell you what, if I stop, I've got my meal deal. Not only have I got a meal deal, I've also brung some bits of chicken that were cooked last night. These are breasts of chicken that Chucky cooked up for when I got home. That she's cooked up in a dry rub of curry powder, peppers, chili, and all that stuff. But I've also got myself a chicken and mushroom slice out the fridge. But I did stop and get my meal deal this morning, but a co-op meal deal, just so I can get me large Red Bull, because the price you pay for the meal deal is the price that you'd pay for one of those large meal deals, but you're getting a sandwich and a bag of crisps as well. So yeah, win-win. But yeah, look, Dad, no hands. Better put my hands on the steering wheel because people will go, you're irresponsible. There's so much fog about, ground mist at the moment. Like, yeah, if you look in the look out the windows there, you can see how misty it is. It's just, I'm just getting through it now, right? I'm through it, but I'm going to go through another bit now. So if you look into this part of the screen, right there, you'll all of a sudden it's going all misty again. I'm driving. Oh, that's the steering wheel telling me to put my hands back on it for safety. But yeah, there's a lot of blanket ground mist at the moment. This is a car's true boy's toy. It is. I'll tell you what. It's a child's toy, right? There you go. And we're going back to Chucky now. This is proper child's play. Yeah, I'm used to driving. Like, I mean, Chucky's got a new car, right? I like her car. She's got a very nice car. But even though it was a high-end car, what she's got, it doesn't have these toys that even though this is the sport version of the car that I've got, it's not the super high-end version, but having this autonomous driving, and it works. Keep your eyes on the road. I do want, yeah, listen, my hands might not be on the steering wheel, but trust me, I'm keeping my eyes on the road. Right, I've got cruise control set. Right, I'm doing 67 miles an hour at the moment, but I'm going to up that now because the guy's doing 70 obviously on the inside lane. He's about to overtake me. I've just upped the cruise control, so I'm just like keeping ahead of him now. But yeah, got motorhome coming by freight. What, have you bought a new motorhome, Frag? If you have, please share with me what motorhome you've bought, mate. I'd love to know. Obviously, I'm assuming it's a coach-built motorhome. Good morning, Patricia. Is that Patricia? Yeah. Keeping my eyes on the road. I've been told. Can't read your comments. But I am going to sit back with no hands on the steering wheel. I can't believe this. This is, honestly, guys, this is unbelievable. There we go, coming off the M25 now. I've got to come out of autonomous driving. I've now got to take over and actually drive. I've got to do my bit. Massive holes in the bloody roads, man. I'm now just joining the A22, just in case it... Oh, look at that sun. I ain't brought my sunglasses either. No, I get that, Lou. I would listen. I get that. Honestly, I am joking. I am joshing. I'm completely joking. I do get that. And do you know what? Thank you very much for the comment. Right, I actually know, and what I like. I mean, I know Reese has as well. Right, some channels, yeah. We do want the numbers, don't get me wrong, we do want the numbers. We do want the numbers in the chat. But I maintain, and I mean this, I would rather have a few hundred people in the chat, right, participating, turning it into a community, than having a couple of thousand people that are just not... they're not... Look, you guys know what I'm trying to say. I'd rather much less numbers, and everybody knows each other. It's all that community. We slowly get people joining. We get people joining and become part of it. We get the odd arsehole. But I do. You do get to know that genuinely people actually, they do want to see you live tomorrow and not in some horrendous bloody crash. However, there's also people out there that would want nothing more, nothing more than to see you like meet a nasty end. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, Lou, I appreciate that comment, and yeah, I am honestly, I am joking. I do concentrate. I do not that I apply it to the road. Sometimes I do when I'm driving. When I'm driving the car like I've stolen it. But I do have a background of racing. Now that's from solos, I started off as a teenager. I started off doing short circuit mini racing. Honestly, when you're doing short circuit mini racing, you're driving. I had in my engine. See, we've totally changed the subject here. That's crazy, Mum. Right? Some of you will understand what I'm about to say, but in a mini, a tiny little mini, and the car I used to race was a Mini Clubman, but I had a fiberglass front end. The whole front end used to flip up. That was for weight, and also easy access to the engine to be able to just lift that engine out and do maintenance on it and stuff. Here we're hitting fog again, but I had a 14.8 completely built by a guy called Bill Richards Racing. If you've done a Google on Bill Richards Racing, his business is still going, although Bill Richards, I believe, is no longer with us. But Bill Richards Racing, he would turn... Right, I'll tell you now, from 0 to 60, now my Mini, because it was short circuit mini racing, top end was about 78 miles an hour. Actually slower than a 1000cc standard road going mini. It was slower top end, but getting off the lights, I actually put that engine into a road going mini after, when I stopped doing short circuit mini racing, although I used to shred the hell out of my drive shafts. And these were uprated racing bloody drive shafts as well, Mum. There wasn't a car. Now, we're talking Porsches, all your high-end, super fast bloody sports cars. They could not keep up with that Mini, 0 to 50 miles an hour, 0 to 60 miles an hour. But then as soon as I hit that speed, the legs were gone. It was gone. right? It was designed purely for just rapid speed, doing short circuit mini racing, of course. But yeah, so then I moved on to different forms of racing till ultimately I got bored of that, and then I started racing two wheels like motorbikes and doing motocross and stuff. So but yeah, you must never apply racing principles to the road. Oh, frag! I've just read that. Oh, so are you over in Norway? If you've said it, I've not read. I've not been reading the comments because I'm being sensible. I'm keeping my eyes on the road. At racing simulators, let's turn that bloody. I've got to turn off the. Yes, PNLA. I'm in Norway talking about this. Like, has it changed? Do you have to? Do you have to? Like have your fingerprints taken? That's it. Your fingerprints is because otherwise I'm going to end this stream in a minute, in a couple of minutes. I don't want to take up all your bloody time because I want you to go off. I can't remember anyway. I don't know, what was that? Jay, don't race your Red Cross ambulance. It'll fall apart. No, listen. My motorhome, I drive that so sensibly, right? Do you know a full tank of diesel in that thing? Or bear in mind, a full gets me up to Glasgow, right? That is drive through the night, okay? So there's no traffic. I just set the cruise control and I'm gone. By the way, it's an aftermarket cruise control that I fitted myself. The van didn't come with a cruise control. So anyway, I just sit at 55 miles an hour. If I go 60, that fuel is like a rev counter. It just goes, man. I'm telling you. But so even though I can get to Glasgow treated, the engine gets looked after immaculately. I wanted that vehicle to last me for the rest of my life, so I look after it. Yeah, that's, I don't plan on changing it. However, I am putting it up for sale because I can't be having a vehicle like that, paying for it. I mean, tax ain't cheap, the insurance isn't cheap. I can't be paying for a vehicle like that and be boating. I ain't got the money for that. Do you know what I mean? I just haven't got the money for that. So the van, I've had camper vans now since I was 18 years of age. I'm 55 now. I've got a new passion. Although I've been into it for a long while, and that's boating, sailing. Never until now owned, or even I've wanted to, but financially it's always been sort of a little. Most of you are here for the protests and stuff, but yeah, my boating content, because I've got a lot of work to do on it. I'm going to be adding like 3 kilowatts of solar. One I will be having by the same guy that's built my leisure battery, the custom made leisure battery that's in the camper van. He's going to be building me. It works out about 1100 amp hour at 48 volts. So if anybody understands what I'm talking about, lithium battery, 1100 amp hour at 48 volts, it is going to be massive power on that boat. Also, I've got 2 wind turbines that can produce up to 2.2 kilowatts each. So the plan is I'm turning off-grid system, a complete off-grid boat. So yeah, I hope you guys. I will, obviously the titles are going to be appropriate. So you've only got to look at the title, you've only got to look at the thumbnail, and you will know that it is boating content. You'll know whether it's me in my camper van. You'll know, so you can make an informed decision as to whether you want to watch that type of content. Now, I do get people saying to me, "Oh, if I was you, I'd have different channels for this." I haven't got time mentally to be dealing with different channels. Now, I've got my backup channel, which is called We Are the Prisoners. Damn, man. I've got to say, from now on, guys, I've got to start promoting We Are the Prisoners. Prisoners No Longer Accepted, along with everybody else that does this type of content, our channels are under threat. So I have got to start using We Are the Prisoners as a backup. So if anything ever happened to this channel, I've got to start mentioning it far more often now. If anything happened to this channel, just go over to We Are the Prisoners. Please, I'll tell you what, guys, just type in We Are the Prisoners and go and give that channel a sub. Right? I'd really appreciate that. Go and give that channel a sub. I might lose you now. I'm going into... I can see that my signal's getting a bit weak. But yeah, check out We Are the Prisoners, and I'm going to start transferring all of my content and uploading it, so I'm mirroring Prisoners No Longer Accepted. Right, it's important because if anything ever happened to this channel, that is going to be my backup for you guys to go over to. That is bright as hell out there at the moment. That sun, and I've forgotten my sunglasses, I think. Yeah. Wow, man. You're indicating to come around here and you go straight on. You lemon. Cheers, Lou. Appreciate that, guys. Honestly, I'd appreciate that. Get over to We Are the Prisoners. From now on, I'm going to start mirroring Prisoners No Longer Accepted and uploading the content to that site as well, to that YouTube channel, because we are under threat. But there's a McDonald's there. I think I come this way going back. If that's the case, I'll check that out for some lunch before possibly going over to Britannia later on. PNLA's other channel. Thanks for that, Frag. Appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that. I know a couple of the auditors. I'm going to use the word auditors. I know a couple of the channels that cover this content. They've does anybody know Dino or Dino Bain? He's actually been threatened by YouTube, I believe. So I've heard. I've not heard of him. Heard it off of him himself, but YouTube have warned him that they may take it. Wow, man, they may take his channel down. And so yeah, we got to start protecting ourselves and having backups. I do have to start using that and participating in that channel a little more. But like I say, people have said to me, you should have separate channels for your camping stuff, and and just once you get out there you can monetize it, you can do this, you'll be raking it in. No, listen, I'm not doing this for the money. If I did, I'd be broke as hell, right? I mean, seriously. and mentally, I would not be able to look after various channels. I just ain't got that in me. I don't want that type of commitment. Do you know what I mean? Certainly can't read comments at the moment. I'm on these narrow country lanes, and that sun is blinding. And because there's dew, like the roads are quite like sort of like a frost that's defrosting. That glare off the road, and I've forgotten my prescription sunglasses as well. That glare off the road is insane at the moment. Wow, man. Appreciate that, Patricia. And anybody else, if I've missed any of your comments, obviously I'm driving, but appreciate that if you can get over there and sub as well. I will start making that channel active as well. I will start participating in that channel so YouTube knows that it is an active channel. I mean, by uploading videos to it, that should be. I said West Sussex earlier. It's just come into my head. I said West Sussex earlier on. It's East Sussex. Sorry, guys, East Sussex. Right. I've got roughly 15 minutes, roughly, before I get to where I'm parking up. Okay. I'll get you there. I'll say goodbye then, and then I've got. Yeah, I mean it's yeah. Basically, I'll be getting there for roughly 9 o'clock. I know. I've got my drone. I've got my drone today, right? I checked the area out. I'm allowed to fly my drone. Now I'm hoping, totally changing the subject, and we're back on track now with what we're actually doing today. I'm hoping that we got the numbers, because I want to fly the drone slowly. Obviously, you're not seeing that content today. That will be saved for a video that I'll be editing. Road ahead closed. It would be, wouldn't it? No. That's it. Just stop in front of me. Yeah, where was I? What was I saying? Yeah, these are really narrow sort of village roads now. I've got to take it easy. Yeah, I'll be getting the drone out and doing some nice drone shots, but obviously you ain't going to be seeing that. I was told that there's a way that I can do live drone shots. I don't know how to do it. But it is something I'd like to look into, and if I can do these live drone shots, that would be awesome. But that aside, just forget that for the moment. I will be uploading the drone footage to the channel so you guys can see. I do enjoy being able to put my monopod right up in the air, and it's tall. I enjoy that, but having this drone fly over the crowd and getting that footage, that's what I'm looking forward to doing today. So I'm hoping we've got the a good number of people. Like last time, I think the estimate was in the thousands anyway, right? And I stood there for a number of minutes filming. Obviously, a lot of you guys would have watched the live. I stood there for a number of minutes filming everybody walking past me so I could get that shot. And then I just see, wow, man, that I'm going to be stood here for another few minutes whilst they're all walking past me. And I thought, no, I've got to run back to the front. So that I left it, but I want to get this drone shot now. Debbie Vaughan, thank you so much. Bye, Jason. Off to Hampton Court Palace. Debbie, have a great day. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. Very kind of you. Have a great day, Debbie, and I will take you up on that. I will be having a pint of Coke though, or a Fanta. All right. So thanks a lot, Debbie. Have a good day. That sun is insane at the moment. I'll tell you what, that's a negative on this car. I've got the size of the bloody the sun visor. My bloody debit cards are bigger. Debbie, your cards, because I don't own credit cards. I don't want them. I don't want credit, and that's it. I've done all that. I've gone years being in business of having credit, living on credit, running businesses on credit or business on credit, and I'm not doing it no more. If I can't afford it, I don't get it. It's as simple as that. Hence why I've had to buy second-hand phones. But so what? Nice 90 left. Do you know, one of the forms of racing I've never tried is rally driving. That would have been up my street. Those guys, I'll tell you what, those rally drivers, they are off the charts, mate. Right? And I know a lot of people watch Formula One and they think, oh, all they do is go in a straight line and around a few bends. Right? How hard can that be? I've never been in a rally in a Formula One car, but I've had the pleasure of being in a full-blown rally car around a circuit on an open day, right? And it was awesome. Angie, thank you very much for that super chat. Thank you so much, Angie. Yeah, going around this circuit on an exhilarating. And although I'm used to speed from racing myself and things like that, my arsehole fell out of my pants. Honestly, bearing in mind these rally drivers are not gunning it. That, you know, the guy we was in the car with, or I was in the car with, they're not gunning it. They're driving far safer than they would do in a race. It was still butt clenching stuff. Really, really was. But yeah, back to Formula One. I don't think people quite understand. Now, I've been on motorbikes. Twist that throttle, leaning right over the fuel tank, right, to stop that bloody motorbike from doing a 360 on me, right? Anybody that rides motorbikes, you know what I'm talking about, powerful motorbikes. So those things are fast, right? They are fast. The G-force of Formula One car that you feel going around those bends, right? Those drivers are losing kilos of weight driving those F1 cars. They, you know, it's not easy. All forms of racing come with the different type. A rally driver might not necessarily make a good Formula One driver, and vice versa. but I think that rally drivers are a breed of drivers that are just the best. Was that Frag? Sorry, I'm trying to keep my eyes on the road, mate. I go rally driving every time I go off grid camping. I just don't want to admit it, Frag. All right. Listen, when I go around some of the roads in Wales, right, Brecon Beacons, you can see. So I'm here and I can see the road open. Those mountainous roads, I can see them open for. I can see they're open. I can see our car I've always had serious amounts of work as well. I'm more appreciative of this car because I've got it from work and I've only got to pay for fuel. We're almost there. Well, I say almost. According to SatNav, time's going to be a little bit more conservative on fuel, so I'm not. This is a beautiful. We're in I'm in Ashdown Woods, Ashdown Forest at the moment. Driving through Ashdown Forest, absolutely lovely. I've got to say, the forested areas that I love driving in, guys. There was we might have been with me at the time. I had some land in Norfolk. Right, and it was on the borders between Norfolk and Suffolk. I was a little bit just outside Thetford Forest because that was one of my favourite places that I used to go and do like my hobby. I love bushcraft. Right, I love going into the woods, taking with me a knife, an axe, a rucksack full of everything that's going to sustain me for a couple of days, just living off grid in the woods. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I used to do that in Thetford Forest all the time. And that was driving through that forest is awesome, amazing. If you like that type of stuff. Was that Jason and Frag? You both lead such adventurous lives. So, who said that? Lady. Oh, Lady is that Lady Jane? Yeah, Lady Jane. Thank you very much, Lady Jane. I take that as a compliment, right? Guys, if you physically can, get out there and do it. Now, there are people that I've taken with to the outdoors. Until I had my accident with my leg, my thing was rock climbing and ice climbing. I used to love the Scottish winters. I used to head there and I used to find decent ice climbing. But mainly in the winter in Scotland, I used to like doing my mixed trad routes, traditional routes, trad routes, like a bit of mix my turning. Thank God for good brakes, eh? Although my passy's just flown. Tumble. There you go. Braking, quick left turn. I've had to double back on myself. Yeah, sorry. You'll notice I have this thing, right? When I'm talking, all of a sudden, I just completely. Oh man. I'm on these super narrow roads at the moment. There's a small petrol tanker that's just gone past me. Now a bloody great DHL truck, and I've got two bikes in front of me. I can't overtake them because of the bends. There we go. I've overtook them. I do know when when to shut up, stop talking, because I've proper got to concentrate. Yeah, I have this thing where I'm talking and I just go completely, and I rely, and that's all she's got to do. And by that nudge, I understand that I've completely gone on to a completely different conversation. It's one of those things that I do and I can't help it. This is beautiful. I love this countryside, Mum. I love it. I really do. However, I'm looking forward to being on a boat. There you go. I've done it again. I've changed the subject. Yeah, I was talking about I've introduced people to the outdoors. I've introduced people to the rock climbing, and they've grown. And I have climbed. I used to climb some pretty hard routes, like classed as very severe. And I've had a go at a couple of E routes, like extreme routes, like rock climbing. And I think it was more, I had the ability, but it was more me self-preservation, shitting myself. But anyway, and you're on a rope, and when you hit that wall hard, if you hit it with your legs, that bounce, I could end up permanently damaging my leg, like irreparable, let's say, and I don't want to lose my leg. So I've had to give climbing up, but I'm into the outdoors, like my camping, and I've introduced so many people to it. Not so long ago, not that I introduced him to it, but he came with me, myself, and not bothered. Catastrophic water damage, so I was unable to make a video about that, but that was with Bothered Now. We are planning on going back and doing that trip again, so I do want to get the footage, because I'll tell you now, that night it was unexplainable what was happening. Right, yeah, abseiling. See, the thing is with abseiling, I mean, obviously, right, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a little story with Chucky, right? So I introduced Chucky to climbing. I took her to the climbing wall. The climbing wall was our gym. We used to go maybe 4 times a week and spend 2 to 3 hours in the climbing wall, and it built you up. I tell you what, the climbing wall was amazing exercise. So I introduced Chucky to the climbing wall, and that's the first thing I would teach her. I'd put her on a top rope. She'd go up an easy route, and then, you know, bearing in mind these walls are 11 to 13 meters high, depending on the climbing wall. And she would practice abseiling. She got so confident that I was fed up with her not listening to me. Right, I've done my MLT, my MLA, my Mountain Leader Award, my Summer and Winter Mountain Leader Award, and I've done my SPA, which is Single Pitch Association. I've done my Single Pitch Award, my Single Pitch Award, right? So basically I can teach people rock climbing, right? So I'm teaching her, but it was like trying to teach a loved one to drive. Don't work. We actually got her a climbing instructor. I used to sit there and watch the lessons, and Chucky did say to me, I've told the climbing instructor about your climbing abilities and all the rest of it, and I think you're making him feel uncomfortable, like you're picking holes in everything he's doing. I wasn't. He was brilliant at his job, right? But I had a conversation with him, and he said to me, you've got a handful there. She's so confident, she's picking up climbing so quickly. And anyway, and it got to the point where where everything this climbing instructor was saying to her for safety reasons was all the stuff that I used to say to her. All the stuff I used to say to her, we're here now, guys. I'm just going to park up. All the stuff I used to say to her, and she's like, she said to me, right, I do understand now that what you're telling me to do is the truth, right? I fully understand it, right? And I know, like, now that we're stopping paying for the climbing instructor, I will listen to you. The only thing she didn't like is going into the mountains during the winter. Going into the mountains during the winter, that was the only thing she didn't like doing. Right, when like you'd get up to the top. I'd take her up climbing routes. You'd get up the top. So I'm parking up now, guys. You'd get up the top, and then as you plateau, as you get to the top, you can't see a thing. It's thick snow, ice everywhere. You've got to put your crampons on. I mean, I never took her ice climbing, right? And that's what she didn't like. So we found her, like, you know, the max. We found a tipping point or whatever, like the maximum that she was prepared to do. But yeah, Chucky became a very, very good climber. Right. Anyway, let's have a little look at some of these comments, because I'm just about to hang up on you guys now. Right, Frag. I've always been an outdoors person, love it. Can't do as much now with age and health, no longer do hikes. Sorry to hear that, Frag. Sorry to hear that, mate. Hold on, I'm not getting that. That John, sorry, mate, I've missed comments. What does faulty equipment mean? Faulty equipment, whatever that little logo is, I need. Oh man, I've got to hoover this car out. I've only had it a bloody week, and it's where this passy's flown everywhere. My bloody cards on the floor. Keys. Yeah, what does faulty equipment mean? Morning, Alien Intelligence Agency. Right, guys, listen. I am putting my coat on. I'm getting out there, getting into the open. And I'm going to go and start filming. I'm going to hang up now, guys. Thank you for being with me on the little journey there. I'm going to be going live in about 15 minutes approximately, maybe a little bit longer, right? But just keep an eye out, guys. I'm going to be going live. I'm here at Crowborough Cadet Training Centre to obviously do the protest here. So I will catch you all in a bit. Thanks a lot, people. Catch you all later. Very soon. Not later, very soon.